Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Advance. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have a hell of a show in store for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel here. This is going to be hilarious. This is going to be a hilarious show. As you guys know, Team USA just finished winning the gold medal, right? There was some controversy at the end of it. Some people were saying LeBron should have won the MVP. Some people saying Stephen Curry should have won the MVP. I think Stephen A. Smith just came out and said he believed that the gold medal MVP or whatever should have gone to Stephen Curry. So there are people still going back and forth about that. So what happened? Yesterday, there was a taping on ESPN First Take, and they had their guest that comes in every Wednesday, and Chris Mad Dog Russo. And during his visits, customarily, there's this segment where is what Mad Dog is mad about, right? Where he just rants and raves, which is hilarious, where he's always shouting and screaming. It's funny, right? But in this particular segment, he decided that he was going to tear into Team USA. I mean, just basically talk about how he was sick and tired of them and all of these stuff with the comparisons and all of that. And he went into this rant that ended up getting Gilbert Arenas on Gil's Arena to damn near rage quit. He started shouting and screaming and hollering over the comments that Chris Mad Dog Russo had to make. So what we want to do now is we want to actually play his comments for you. It's only about a minute or so segment, so you guys can hear it. So when we play the Gil audio, it gives you guys some better context. So take a listen to what Chris Mad Dog Russo had to say yesterday on ESPN about the Olympics men's basketball team. Take a listen to that there.
I am sick of this USA basketball on the men's side making a big deal about winning a gold medal.
Oh, come
and
on,
Stephen Curry putting people to sleep. It's a 10-day tournament.
That was the great
calm down.
Stephen.
They are whatever his name is.
Whoa. Steph Curry with the shots.
Heard of him? They play 6 games, and you know what they were favored? You know what they were favored in the gold medal game? By 16 points. They got 1 million Hall of Famers on this team. And then Durant is tweeting after the game, look at me with all these gold medals.
And he's on the slide.
Calm down, guys, calm down. The most significant gold medal in basketball we ever won, without a doubt, is 1976, because that's after we got absolutely killed in 72 in Munich. But the idea that we are going to make a big deal that Durant and Davis and Embiid and Booker and Curry and LeBron, these are some of the greatest basketball players in the history of creation, and they beat Evan Fournier and was supposed to get excited. And Baton, whatever his name is. I mean, you got to be kidding me that this is that big a deal. I was rooting for France, for crying out.
Wow.
Oh, I've had enough at the Olympic basketball.
Right now.
Enough, and enough.
So you heard his comments, right? You heard what he had to say. He didn't hold back. So yesterday, during Gil's Arena, they were talking about the Lakers, Paul George and the Sixers, I think Stephen Curry, his future with the Warriors. And then there was a segment that were reacting to what Chris Mad Dog Russo had to say, and they didn't play his full audio, by the way. But anyway, there was a segment of them reacting to what he had to say, and you already knew that this was going to trigger Gilbert Arenas as he was listening to it, and rest assuredly, that is exactly what happened. And then he started to go off, and then Rashard McCants is kind of like pushing back on him and all of that, and it created this hilarious moment where he basically rage quitted on the set of the studio because of what Chris Mad Dog Russo had to say. So before we even get into what Gilbert Arenas had to say about what Chris Mad Dog Russo's comments, today's video is brought to you by a sponsor, Game Time. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. For example, I am super excited about the upcoming MLB games. With Game Time tickets, I can easily pick the best tickets for me. I love that I can choose between different deals. I have the option to select the cheaper deal, the best option deal, or my favorite, the flash deal. The flash deal gives me the option to find discounts that I can only find on Game Time. Once I select the ticket I want, I can view my seat. And it's not just restricted to baseball. I can also look for the best ticket deals for other sports like football, the NBA, concerts, comedy, or other theater shows. Included in my purchase, I also have a 24-hour return guarantee, a lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection. So take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do now is, and we want you guys to put on your seatbelt, I want y'all to take a listen to Gilbert Arenas basically rage quitting after Chris Mad Dog Russo winning this 2024 Olympic team. Take a listen to that there.
Chris Mad Dog Russo ripped Steph and the rest of Team USA's Olympic squad, saying the following: I am sick of this USA basketball on the men's side making a big deal about winning a gold medal. Steph Curry putting people to sleep. The most significant gold medal in basketball we ever won was in 1976. This current Team USA squad, they beat Evan Fournier. Is Mad Dog spitting or tripping about Team USA?
You know he's spitting. Because people don't want to be hearing that. Don't be wanting to hear it because they just want to be like, yo, we won. It's a win. It's a medal. It's this, it's that. But it's like, at the end of the day, Mad Dog say, y'all beat Aaron Fournier, man. Y'all move around.
An NBA player.
Oh, who they beat?
No,
Who they beat in 1976 then?
huh?
Yugoslavia. Who?
We beat Paris.
Okay, then
what?
Then we beat Paris in Paris, and we just gonna throw out the whole team name. Which player? Because we what did he say? Fournier.
Yes, Evan Fournier.
Who was on Yugoslavia again?
I think it was.
Please.
Oh, it wasn't Vlade. He wasn't born yet. I don't think he was born yet.
Mirza, Deli Basic, Drazen, Dali Pagic, Zarko, Varajic, Damir Solomon.
Okay, we get it. So a bunch of mother.
Familiar names, right? He might be able to.
Not an NBA player, right?
Who was on the USA team? Who was on the USA team? Who was on the USA team then?
Phil Ford, Steve Shepard, Adrian Dantley, Walter Davis, Quinn Buckner, Ernie Grunfield, Kenneth Carr, Scott May, Tate Armstrong. Tom
Oh, I remember that. Okay.
Robert, and Mitch Kupchak.
Okay.
This was 1976 was the most important championship. I mean,
According to Chris Mad Dog Russo.
okay, they beat Puerto Rico by 1.
That is true, Gil.
They beat a team 2-0. The team forfeited,
They forfeited. Beat Czechoslovakia by 5.
and they beat a team by 5. What makes this team important? There was not one NBA player on this team, probably, right?
No,
Oh, of course, NBA guys, but
No, there was no
this
NBA.
all college. All
Was
college.
this doing
all
the-
college.
All college.
I'm not a historian.
Who, USA?
76
college,
team.
yeah, it was
All
college.
Was
college.
this doing like the Cold War thing? Like
Yeah,
Yugoslavia?
that's what he said.
No.
He said-
That's why he said
it-
it's
he
most
said
important.
Munich.
He said it was
Munich was
important
going
because they
on.
lost in 72 and they came back in 76 and won.
That's what's up.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
we also
We lost in 04
in 04
and came back in 08 and won. What the fuck is that?
He's just saying that one's better than that one.
Of course. You want to minimize anything that has a. The end of what he said makes perfect sense. And this is why I can't respect what he's saying. He said he was rooting for France to win. He's an American reporter who reports on American basketball players, rooting for them to lose. That right there, just I can't respect what you're saying then, because it comes with a jaded mind.
No, Gil.
Rashad,
He said-
We're
he said-
covering basketball.
You're not. I'm rooting for the USA to lose as a reporter. That means no matter what the happened in the game, he don't care.
But what you're telling me,
He don't
me that
care.
I have to root for
No, I'm not
USA.
saying you have to
Yes,
root
you
for,
are.
but you're saying you're rooting against them. I'm not saying
You're saying if I don't,
you
if I
pick-
don't root for France, I have to root for the
No, I'm
USA
saying you're picking.
because I'm from here.
No, you're saying you're picking this team. That means anything this team do, you don't give a why do
Because
we
it's
care
a
what
better,
you're saying?
because it's a better story.
No, it's a better if
no,
they lose.
If they lose, it's a better story.
So, but they didn't lose.
But
So
he
why
won
do
one
I
too.
care? So that means your narrative was hoping they lose,
Yeah.
so you can them up.
yeah.
because
So
it's
he
not
really-
They
that's
impressive.
why
won.
Because it's not
They-
impressive.
They
That's
won.
It's not impressive.
They won, so I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed.
Yeah, so that's why. So he couldn't go in on him. So that's
Yes.
why he says it's a little.
yeah, it's just not impressive.
So your narrative is already written, no matter
It is.
what.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't impressive.
Of course it isn't.
No,
because you're not impressed.
No, because it wasn't impressive.
It's never been impressive.
No, it has been.
No, 92. Tell me somebody who they played in 92.
So you heard what your man had to say, right? He also got pretty tight when Mad Dog said that he wasn't supporting the team. So let's get into the nitty gritty of this. Gil is upset that because he's upset at the fact that Mad Dog basically took another crap on this era. Here's what kills me with Gil and people like him to share his views. Gilbert Arenas and these guys throw rocks and hide their hands. They act like there's not extensive footage of them on the internet taking shots at people in the past. They act like we've never heard them like basically applauding people like JJ Redick when he was basically making fun of players in the past. Their videos, matter of fact, Gilbert Arenas said, if you played in the 80s, I think he said, I think the 70s or the 80s, you can't be in my top 5 or something, like he doesn't rank you or something like that. So Gilbert has a legitimate bias against players from the past. So it's hilarious to me that he gets upset when people have a bias against players, modern day NBA players. I don't get it. Gil has even taken shots at Jordan inexplicably in order to make this era a real thing and make the LeBron GOAT debate a real I've seen him do it. They're like videos where you find Gilbert Arenas saying LeBron James is the GOAT. Then you find another video of him saying Michael Jordan is the GOAT. How is that possible? How can your opinions on these things go back and forth? So Gil is taking shots at players in the past on many occasions. When that thing is, we're done with the 90s, we're done with he was jacking that wave. He was jacking that wave. So when all of these different things are being put out, we're done with the 90s and all of that, of course they're going to be fans that like, we're done with this era. Hello. So if you're telling me that this particular team is a team that represents this era, you think every basketball fan, whether they're American or not, is going to support this? Like, are you that naive? Are you that naive? Like, who are we kidding here? So, of course, the people are not going to. Now, to Chris Mad Dog Russo's points, he brought up 2 points that the moderator in their show didn't bring up. He talked about the fact that this team was favored in every single game to win. Even in the gold medal game when they were favored by 17 points to win that game. Nobody talks about that. You talk about who the dream team was supposed to be. The dream team actually beat the projections. They lived up to their projections. They were projected to wipe the floor with their opponents. That's exactly what they did. This team, however, did not do that. There were many games where they were favorites going in by 10 points, 12 points, 17 points, and they barely walked out of that gymnasium with the victory. So that was there as well. And Chris Mad Dog Russo is saying, what's so impressive when you have a team full of the Avengers? He's like, what's so impressive about that? And the irony is, the very thing that Chris Mad Dog Russo is saying is not impressive is the very thing Gilbert Arenas was saying when he found out that they were going to go play. When Gil found out that LeBron, Steph, KD, and all of that, he was the same one on his show, hollering and screaming, twerking it up all over the place, talking about, oh, yeah, it's a wrap. We're going to beat them by 150,000. He was hype. He was hooded hype. He was super duper hype. Super hype. Super hype. So when he saw that they damn near almost lost to Serbia, what happened to all of that energy? So people on the other side were like, but look at you. You dudes were the ones that were hyping this entire thing up. What happened? For as much as y'all was hyping it up, I didn't see it. Y'all was talking about the Avengers. I don't know what comic book Avengers y'all are talking about. So, of course, there's going to be this element within the room. But for him to get so triggered, it's like, well, you hate on everything. Gil, you hate on players. Not only, listen, this was a while ago, man. I haven't texted Gil in a long time. But he was like, he likes everybody. Gil's like, I like everybody in basketball. I'm like, no, you don't. He's like, I'm a fan of the entire. I'm like, no, you're not. What are you talking about? He's like, no, I like everybody. I'm like, no, you don't. I'm like, you don't like foreign players. What are you talking about? You don't like foreign players. You do not like foreign players. So don't say you're a fan of basketball. No, you're not. You're a fan of a particular brand of basketball, which is, I guess, modern day basketball. But you don't like players in the past, and by the past, I mean 90s and 80s and beyond. Because Gil came from the 2000s, so he would respect players in the 90s, but I think that's where it stops. 80s, 70s, no. Right? He doesn't respect those players, and he also doesn't respect foreign players. He doesn't. He's always taking craps on them. Like, let's be for real. So you don't love the game the way you say that you do. You also have biases like the next person. Because even though you're an NBA player, you're also a human being first. You're a person before you're a basketball player. So Rashard McCann at least has the balls to say, yo, he's like, I'm a hater. He's like, I like this dude. I rock with this dude. I rock with Kobe. I rock with these guys. I don't rock with these guys. But to say I rock with everybody, man, stop that nonsense. Right? But it was kind of funny seeing Gilbert Arenas rage quit on this particular show here. It was pretty damn funny, right? Chris Mad Dog Russo was able to really get under his skin there. So these are my thoughts on it. What I want to know from you guys, whose side are you on with this? Are you on Chris's side or are you on Gilbert Arenas' side? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments and we catch you on the next show. Peace.